So let's talk about Agile program management, networks, not hierarchies. Let me continue. So let me ask you, what's the most effective way to move information in your organization? Think about that for just a second. And if you can type really fast in the chat window, maybe you can answer that question. Let's see if people can type really, really fast. What's the most effective way? Email is what one person says. A phone call, SharePoint, email, repositories, face-to-face, planning and tracking, rumors. Eric, Confluence. Well, what I have seen is actually the rumor mill. I don't know about you, but when I want to move information really fast in the organization, you just get some kind of rumor going on. And that way you get that information moving from one person to another really, really fast. It doesn't have to be the right information. In fact, if it's the wrong information, it moves even faster, right? I don't know about you, but if you even have really bad information, it moves even faster than the right information. Have you ever seen this in your organization? I think that the rumor mill is the best way to move information in your organization. I've seen this time and time again, and it seems as if the worst time and the worst information, if you have to move it at the worst possible time, the rumor mill works the best. So if you have good information to share with people and you use email and you use SharePoint and you use all of the right ways to move the information, people don't get that information. They don't get it at all. But if you use the rumor mill, they might get the information and they might get it really fast. So you want to really think about, how do I get the information to people? And the reason that the rumor mill works so well is because it's the informal network in your organization. So how do we get the informal networks to really work for us, especially in very large programs? When we don't have a small team of 5 to 7 people, how do we get this networking thing work for us in very large programs? And that's what I'm going to really talk about today. So that's what I want to talk about. So let's talk about how small teams really work with features. If you have a small team and they create features, they have running tested features. Think about a 5 to 7 person team. They talk to each other face to face every single day with any luck, and they create features, and the features flow through the teams. Now I realize what this picture is. It's a little tiny waterfall, but I know I was looking for the flow of features over rocks. I couldn't find anything except a waterfall. I know that that's a very funny picture, so you guys can all laugh at me. But the teams flow the work through the team, right? So they continuously integrate. They take another feature off the roadmap, off the backlog. They say, what do we work on now? They work on it, they integrate it, and they take the next feature off the backlog. With any luck, they're working in stories or features, not so much in tasks. And if they do have tasks, they create features from those tasks. And that hopefully they're doing continuous integration. And what they get is running tested features. So they actually manage the flow of features. And what they get is features. Notice this focus on features, right? They really have features at the end of the day or the end of a couple of days. And I am focusing on features here. Because if they have components, it doesn't really matter what they do, because components don't buy them anything. Their customers buy running tested features, right? This is really key. Anybody who buys a software product buys running tested features. So as long as the team creates features and integrates them, that's okay. So as long as you have a small program with not too many teams, right, 2 or 3, maybe 4 teams, then you're okay. The teams create features and they integrate them. Now, what if you have a medium program, say, maybe 6 or 7 teams? Well, you have a little bit harder time. They have to work a lot harder to contain to maintain that continuous integration. So they have teams over here to the right and teams to the left and teams off the beaten path. And they really have to work harder to maintain that continuous flow of features. And if you've ever had component teams with, say, a medium-sized program, that can really be a lot harder. So how do you get to features? Well, the teams have to collaborate with each other. And they say, how do I do this? But they still have to talk to each other. So they say, you guys over there, what are you doing for a feature? And they make the interdependencies more visible, right? They actually say, which component are you working on now? Which component are you working on later? How do I actually get the next milestone or the next interdependency that I need done? But they still don't have so many teams that they can't talk to each other, right? The network is working for them, not against them, because they don't have so many teams that they can't do continuous integration. Okay, that was too many negatives, so let me do this in a more positive way. They have enough teams and so few teams that they can do continuous integration. And it's not until they have really big programs. See those people here? I don't know if you can see those people on the rocks. Those are people there on the rocks. And they look overwhelmed by this water in the picture coming down. That's what the program manager looks like. And sometimes that's how the teams feel when they look at all of the people and all of the features that need to be integrated on really big programs. And if you are in the position to have really big programs with 25 or 40 teams, and you've been arranged by component teams, this is probably how you feel. You're thinking, I got 5 or 7 or 10 platform